My name is Subash. I'm from Kathmandu. I'm a pigeon fancier. I keep Asian Highflyers, and I've been keeping birds for I don't know as long as I can remember. I was about 10, 12 when I started it, and I have currently about 170, 180 birds with me. All of them Asian Highflyers. So let's take a tour with the ship. These are all breeding section. I don't have a lot of pair at the moment. I have broken them down because I don't breed these birds year round. I usually like to keep a little bit of gap, so it's around 2 clutches, and after that the female and males get separated, and again I keep them away for about 2-3 months. So that's the cycle, normal cycle. So at the moment I think about 15 pairs here. Most of them are Asian Highflyers, like these birds over here. They're called teddies. I've got teddies, goldens. These are two birds I'm really into. That's what I've found. The way these lofts work is they have 3 modes basically. So if I don't have to pair a bird, I usually put the door up until this particular point so the males won't take over it. And if they are in the breeding mode, I usually keep it like this. If I have to pair birds, I usually go a little deeper. And I usually keep the females inside and let the male take over here. So that way they don't fight, they don't bother each other too much. So once they are perfectly paired, I open the door up again. I won the national championship on the 18th national game. So there was 52 participants.
This is for Highflyer?
Yeah. 52 lofts participated on that particular game, and I won the national championship that year.
And
I haven't flown after that.
so, how long did your birds fly for? What do they, you know?
The last one landed at I think 8 hours 52 minutes or something like that. But considering the fact that we've got so many falcons, that is quite crazy actually. Because usually after 3 or 4 hours, we don't expect the bird to get back. It's that crazy here.
Gotcha.
At the moment, I can't fly bird even for 15 minutes. It's too much.
Do you mind showing us
Yeah.
that bird with the orange? Did you dye this one? I think
Yeah,
it's
the
a
thing is
copper,
when we fly them, we usually have to paint them. That's what the judges say. Because the judges want to identify any other stray birds with the birds that are flying in the sky.
Yeah.
So apart from stamping there, we need to color. So all our birds are whichever is flying are usually colored. This is actually molting. It has just changed, but 3-4 months ago it was all orange.
Wow.
But the game got cancelled that year because of the COVID itself. And it was one of my striker males. He was doing well. He was landing around 4 p.m. in the evening, 6 a.m. from morning up until the evening. But lucky for him, he didn't have to fly that long because of game got cancelled. But yeah.
And how do you treat them for the
I've
feather
got
lice and things like that?
I have got a whole cabinet full of
Medications and everything to keep them. Okay.
So they are proper. They are always dewormed. We always do vaccinations, including IVND and all those things. So Newcastle diseases, infectious bronchitis, things like that. So these are small cabinets. Usually I keep bedding over here. So whenever pairing, I just open this, they'll take it away.
And you don't even have to throw it out. They just come into their own.
Grab it and do it. So otherwise, they'll make a mess over here if I leave it open all the time. These are females, but more importantly, these are either breeder females or the females that I'm going to keep them for another year for the games itself, which have flown really good. So I don't want them laying eggs. I don't want them breaking down.
This is the hen section.
Yeah, this is the hen section, but there is 1 or 2 small chicks that I have to separate from.
Now, right?
Not onshore, they are quite weak. So if I keep them with males, they might get bullied. If I keep them with other pairs again, so this is the safest place for them. So these are all hens. And these I made it myself, these birds.
So I noticed that because you have concrete flooring, it seems pretty easy to clean.
Yeah,
right? It stays really clean.
Yes, still put some water on it and
you just brush it.
It cleans up right off. Other than that, if it's summer, I prefer to spread some lime over here, like powder lime. So that also somehow takes away the moisture. It's good for birds.
In the U.S., we use wood. Obviously, we use
wood chips and everything because it's
the
cold there.
floor is wood too.
Yeah, it's cold there, but here the other season is quite hot, and you can't do that.
Gotcha.
And these are basically flyer sections. We have a lot of chicks over here. That's what these birds usually get fed most of the time, year round. Chickpeas, wheat, mustard seeds, kind of like that. So these are all the flyers. So what I do is, at the moment I don't do this, but when they are in the full mode of training, when they are doing 5 hours, 6 hours, and they need proper rest, so they go inside these boxes, individual boxes overnight.
Okay.
So around 4 o'clock I keep them inside, shut it down, and next day 6 o'clock in the morning I take them away and so that's how they get the proper rest. Otherwise they are always distracted with the other birds around.
So it kind of confines them in a dark area, and they can just.
Usually I found when they are in dark, they somehow calm down better, and it's good rest for them as well. You might have seen a lot of feathers clipped. That's the reason I don't want them just flying off. They are usually fast. They usually know the house is now. They're familiar with the territory, and I'll just clip them so that they don't fly away or the hawk or family will get them.
Do you pluck the feathers, or you actually clip them?
At the moment, I'm clipping them because I'm not going to fly them up until the next June, July. But once the time comes, I'm going to pluck all the feathers off, and they're going to start with the new feathers. And this is my male section. Same thing with male section. I have individual boxes inside.
Yeah.
So what I often do is I often let the male birds stay here, and I'll close the door so they get enough sun.
Yeah.
And
it's a fly pen.
Yeah, it's a flying pen. Basically, at this moment they are not. I'm not going to give them any pressure because they don't have to fly.
Yeah.
So these are my males. Basically, some of them are breeder males and some of them are flyers. They are in together because I don't really have any partiality regarding feeding. They get fed equally.
So all the birds get fed the same?
Yeah, at the moment yes. But once the game starts,
yeah.
I'm gonna have them in a different feeding routine. They usually breeders go over this section, and flyers are gonna be in this section, and I'm gonna feed them in a controlled diet. So this is an Indian bird, like we were discussing. Most of the time, Asian Highflyers are often called Pakistani Highflyers. It's not true all the time because there are a lot of Indian birds, and this is an Indian bird. It's called Saharanpuri, and it's from Saharanpur, India. The identity is pearl eye, right? Yellowish, very shiny eye and pink beak. So this is the normal looks. I have them in the other shades also. I have called Siraj. Very small bird, very compact, but same thing. The eye is always a dead giveaway in Saharanpuris. They always pearl eyes.
I'll get the focus here 1 second. There we go.
Yeah. So the eyes are always kind of like this, very shiny, very bright. And this was gifted to me from one of my friends from India. It's quite nice bird.
So this is a Highflyer too, though?
It's an Asian Highflyer. You can say it's an Indian Highflyer, right? But on the other hand, I have got some Pakistani Highflyers as well. So this is golden. So these are quite common, even in the States. As a Pakistani Highflyer, this is golden, right? And I got these eggs from abroad. I was gifted it.
Nice.
This is a golden bird.
So I know in the beginning you said you've had birds for a long time. So how long would you say? Like your whole life, pretty much?
Yeah, in about more than 2 decades, I'd say. About.
How did you get started in the hobby?
We used to live in a rented property back then, and the landlord, he had some birds, and I was small, very small at the time, so he used to order me things like, yeah, grab this, do that. So that's how I got into it, and I was into birds as well, so that's how it all started. And yeah, I've been doing for 25 years. There was some gap in between. I was in London for my studies, and during that time I also had birds, and I had friends over there, so every now and then I used to pop into their day place and enjoy the birds. Yeah, so most of them golden, teddy. That's all I have. I have one dogwal over here. That's a red eye. It was gifted to me by one of my friends. They live nearby.
All these birds that were gifted to you, they were gifted to you as young birds, or as...
No, some of them that were gifted to me as a young birds. Most of them I bred it here. We often judge Highflyers based on their wing.
Okay. Right,
how their wing shape is, if there are any gap or not, and the last 3 primaries, how do they look?
Yeah.
And the secondaries, like they should pile up neatly over here, because that's what helps them really glide. And when you spread them, there should not be any gaps in between. Strong wing structures, that's what we'll look for. And size-wise, I prefer bird that's a medium or smaller size. So this is also quite good bird. This is Terry. So this is a Pakistani Highflyer, right? You were telling me.
Yeah.
But he's in molting. But this is what the bird looks like, and He's a good performer. It's the bird. Let's see if there's anything that stands out. Yeah. Another teddy. Better than myself. I mean, I crossed few birds to get this particular one. So yeah, shape. So there's eyes. So that's pretty much it. At the moment I have about 70, 180 birds or so. But during the June-July games I will usually have around 200 or so birds because the falcons we have to start with a lot. I mean, to fly 7 birds we have to start with about 100. So that's the problem at the moment.
Well, Subash is gonna let some birds out for us. A fly.
I haven't let her out for a while. I don't think she's gonna fly for too long, but focus there.
Not to switch my lens, but
if you're lucky, you might even see a falcon just now, just like that, because they show up at very random. So what we often do is, this is flag. This is for scaring the birds away. In the starting phase, if the birds are not flying easily,
I get some up in the air.
that scares them away. They're not fighting very long because they've already been fed.
Yeah. How much do these birds go for? Like, if you were to sell a bird, how much would your birds?
The normal rate at the moment for a good high flyer, a decent high flyer that would probably make it to the game, would be somewhere in the range of around $350 per pair or something.
$350 US dollars.
US dollars.
Oh wow.
Around 35,000 Nepalese rupees. So
Yeah.
that's the range we're talking
Per
about.
pair.
Per pair, yeah.
Yeah.
But we've known it to go up until around $950 per pair.
Oh wow.
Because they were imported basically.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it costs a lot.
Wow.
And upkeeping of these birds is also quite expensive. I mean, I spend somewhere in the range of 15,000 a month.
Wow.
Nepalese, so it's around, I don't know, I really have to calculate that out. $180, $190 a month. So that is my normal expense for the bird.
And the feed, how do you buy the feed?
Yeah, these, one more thing. This is more like my cabinet here. It's
Yeah.
not very organized, but I think you get the point.
Yeah, medications and everything in here.
Oh, everything, yeah.
Nice.
So, from minerals, vitamins, everything. So, because I buy in bulk,
Yeah.
I need it a lot, so he usually brings a vehicle down here.
And
in sacks, I buy it in sacks. So
Okay.
50 kg sacks.
and the feed that is being sold though is for birds only, right? Not for human consumption. It's not like
No. We just buy general chickpeas and wheat, things like that from the shop.
things that people can eat too. Like, it's just locally
Basically
grown.
those. You don't get anything separate for pigeons here.
Okay.
So it's kind of difficult that way.
Okay. So
Even
yeah,
medications and things like that. Like for this individual box, I had to get it from India. We don't get it here, and even India, it was imported from, I think, Holland. I think you know this fairly well. And you must know about that.
Yeah, Versalaga, yeah, it's a common brand.
But over here, getting this is quite.
And what
challenging.
is that? That's grit in there, or what do you have in there?
Yeah, it's kind of great. It's minerals, basically mineral supplement.
Yeah.
It smells really nice.
It's red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
But MedPet and Versalaga, I really like that brand. The
Yeah.
thing is, it's very hard to get by.
Yeah. So how much time do you find yourself spending up here with the birds?
These days, because I'm quite busy, even with you, you probably already know, yeah. I try to give my best, but usually an hour a day, that's all I can give. Usually my brothers are here, So they'll take care of it. We have a lady who cleans it on a period basis, routine basis. So that's there.
How much does she get for cleaning it?
Takes around 2.5 hours for her to clean everything. And she's been doing it for a while. She cleans it quite well.
How much does she charge for that?
I can't recall. She cleans this and the house and everything, so it's a part
it's like
of
a part
her
of
job.
the whole total package. Okay.
It's really difficult to isolate.
So he's trapping a bird right now to go inside. And there it is. Got bird inside. So the high flyers now, they don't fly together like tiplets and tipplers.
It's very hard to kid them because some high flyers do. I mean, if you kid them from the young age, they probably will.
Yeah.
But because of the falcons and everything here, if the falcon hits a kid, everything, they disperse, you know. So we try to breed birds that fly independently.
Independently, okay.
And that way, even if one goes missing, the other still continues
Yeah.
and carries on with flying. So most of the time, with the good performers, they are solo performers over here. Kit is a bad idea, especially here, considering the falcons and everything. That's the reason.
What about racing? Like, is it pigeon racing? Does that exist in Nepal?
No, not to our knowledge. The one
No
kit we
one
had
keeps
it-
homers or anything like that?
Some people have it as a hobby. They might have brought it from India, but there's no games. The only game we have here is high flying competitions,
Okay.
and that's done in a national level. In land, we usually here. I don't need them. Hey, and the thing is, they usually carry some disease or
Exactly.
complications. It's gonna give you another headache, so usually don't.
Avoid the strays.
Yeah, I always avoid the strays. They don't land. Even if they do, I usually shoo them away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be really patient with birds. That's it.
So the birds are fed already. That's why they're not trapping as fast. Nor flying that long. I'm just trying to get them to trap. There they go. Dropping in.
That's the way he's from that side, so that's why he wasn't ready to go from there. And this one is from that section, so it won't have problems going over there.
Okay.
That's it, though. It's very strange, isn't it? Like they have the preferred dome.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
male was accustomed here, and that chick was straight over there. They won't switch.
And then you're able to identify the males and females from bands or from what?
From bands,
Just
I
look?
know them also.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Not bands basically, because usually they carry bands from the parents,
Uh-huh.
but I can tell the
You
difference.
just know because you've had them for a while. You pretty much know every single bird, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
up until now, yes.
Yeah.
But by the way things are going, I might not be able to. But sometimes I usually get confused. If there's too many chicks from the single clutch coming over, I usually get confused with the clutch individual, like which one is this nestmate, this one or that one. That might happen, but other than that, I don't really have any problem. I can find them.
Cool. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
No. Alright. Looks like we covered everything, so I'll just conclude the video here. So, thank you, Stacy, for the shirts. So I have some gifts from you guys.
Oh, wow.
So if you guys want to take a look, open it up. I don't know which colors you guys want, which you would like. It's a size large. I'm not sure if it'll be too big,
I'm large.
but
I'm worried about this, but I'm large.
yeah.
Let's see.
But I was unsure. They're both large, whichever ones you like. You know, maybe you guys can get it
Thank you.
tailored or custom. Yeah.
Yeah, I think